just on the way into a place I found a few nights ago. Just going for a second recce. It was almost pitch black when I got there the other day, so I'm going to have a little look while it's a bit brighter, and while I'm there I'm going to unbox something which I received in a post just yesterday. A little present to myself for Christmas, something I would not normally use, but I'm watching some other YouTubers doing their thing. I think it's a fantastic little thing, so we'll give that a shot. There's a lot of paths, as you can see, a lot of mountain bikers and dog walkers. However, there's quite a few ravines within this woodland that dip off to the right and left of me, and the walkers and mountain bikers don't go anywhere near them. So that's led me to go and have a look, and I found two little spaces which are spot on. So that's where we're going. Alright, this is where we break off the main path. There's no tracks up here at all. Human or animal at this time. Pheasants are sat around. That's a good sign. And here we are. Just up on a little plateau. And just in there, looks to be ideal. It's about 80 metres away from the track, but sat well above. And there's no other tracks up here. There's nothing. Spot on. And there's a few places up here as well. I'll push on a little bit further that way. There's a few more, and there's another lovely little tree just out to my right. So there's a nice little area just here where I'm going to explore a bit more. Plenty of room here. A lovely view as well. Spot on. There's a good overwatch from here. There's no tracks up there at all. There's a sharp ravine, so no one goes up and down that. High ground overlooking that main track about 80 metres that way, and then I've got all the cover which is in the correct direction, just to keep me sort of out of view, you know. So it looks like I might have scored a bit of a blinder with this one, but we'll see. That's what the recce's for, as they say. There's Yeah, I can hear people on that track, but only very distantly. It's only because they're shouting at the dog. So, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, time spent in recce is seldom wasted, as they say. Cheers. Well, while I'm here, bought myself a couple of little Christmas presents. One thing that I would normally never buy, and one thing that I've seen other YouTubers use, I think is a great little idea, a fantastic idea. I'm lucky, I didn't do much this Christmas and worked a lot, so I had a bit of an expendable income. So I bought a nice version of what I'm about to show you. And that is a little firebox type stove. I actually got the firebox itself. Just came yesterday. This is not an unboxing, it's just something I bought and thought I'd show you, that's it. After all the research I did, it seemed like a really good purchase. I wanted something that was going to last. Buy cheap, buy twice and all that. I know you can buy some fantastic little things, some Chinese things, but I wanted one that was solid steel. I didn't mind carrying the extra weight. I'm not tabbing across the mountains anymore, so a few extra kilograms here or there don't really bother me, to be honest. I'd rather have the comfort, which is what I think it's all about. So, instructions. Nice little bag to put it in. You see the size of it straight away. This is tiny. A little inner bag. Now these things are going to get black with soot, so why they've made a white bag, I'm not sure. But maybe it'll make you keep it cleaner, I suppose. There's a method to the madness, I'm sure. Now, I went for the sort of extended version. It had a few extra bits and pieces in it rather than just the basic firebox. So I got the firebox stove and then a few extra plates on top. One of them I think is an extended grill plate, just winds it out a little. Another one there, you probably just about to see it, the circular one you can sit a billy can into. Well, I thought, what's the point of getting one of them if I haven't got a billy can? In the army you don't use billy cans. As a young soldier you use a standard mess tin, and then it won't take many weeks before you buy your own little gas burner. The mess tins, obviously with the hexi blocks as it was in my day, would just black up everything. Now that's alright if you're only out for a day, you know, as just a day trip like this, that's fine, you can take it home and wash it. When you're a soldier and you're in the field for 3 weeks, it's unworkable. You can't waste the water or cleaning your mess tins. So squaddies will always go, just about all the time, will always go to a little tiny gas burner of some description, a little shield, a windshield. That's what I've used for 30 years. Unfortunately, the kit that I had for literally 30 years went missing about 2 years ago. I know where it is. It ended up in a loft, unfortunately, of my ex, and disappeared, but hey, that's the way it is. So I've got a new one now. I bought a new one a few years ago. Talk about that another day. But yeah, if you've got a billy can ring to drop a billy can into, might as well buy a billy can. Like I say, I'm going to use my gas burner most of the time, but this is going to be specifically for the firebox. So a brand new little billy can. I went for the TBS version for a number of reasons. One, I did my research online. Look at that. I did my research online, and this came out as a cracking buy. A lot of positives about it. And when I actually went to the Bushcraft Store's website and looked at their little video, it basically sold it to me, so well done for that. The opposition to it was a lot thinner, a lot cheaper made. They weren't as good. They didn't have the details on it. So I thought, again, if I'm going to buy it once, you know, buy it decent. So yeah, cracking little billy can. The lid fits perfectly. It's got a hanging loop, and that's going to fit straight on the firebox. So let's have a look at the firebox, shall we? Not before we've had a brew. Again, All my research has been done online. I've never used one of these. Again, you don't use them in the army, you just don't. This is a folly for me. It's just something I'm going to give a shot to. So it comes with 2 extra pegs because I went for the uprated version. So I got 4 pegs in it, and they tell you to open it like a book rather than trying to snap your fingers off and break it open. Oh, it's come off anyway. Ash pan, and this is why I went for it. It's a little bit heavier and it's a little bit more expensive, but that's it, done, set up. As simple as that. Fantastic. It is solid, absolutely solid. That is proper grade steel. That is no issues. Like I say, I'm not going to go through the workings of it. There's a million YouTube videos out there with it, but that's what I've just bought myself. So that's nice. And the billy can should sit nice on top of it. I'll sit right in there. Perfect. Grand. It'd be nice then, actually. My intent is only really to use it just as a small stove. I'm not really going to cook on it. I'm still going to use a gas burner to cook on properly. Be a nice way of having a little fire. I'm not one for big campfires. Not really. I'm sure there'll be occasions where I'll have one, and someone will comment in another video, hopefully years down the line, that oh, you had a big campfire. Oh well, squaddy TV we call it. Big campfire, survival exercises and things like that. As soldiers would sit around it, go, oh, just ogling at it, as we have done for millions of years. Absolutely spot on. I'm glad I wrecked this place the other day. I'm glad I've come back in light. It was out with pictures when I came up yesterday. Pitch black. I had to, rather than use a torch to find my way out, I just sat for half an hour, waited till it went proper dark, my eyes accustomed, and I followed the same trail as I went out and in. But yeah, I think I've scored a little blinder here. This will be a nice little pitch. Cheers. Yeah, well pleased with that. Happy with that. Yeah. Right, well, that's my second recce complete, and pretty good. I have noticed one other walker off in that direction, and to be fair, the only reason I noticed him is because he had a bright white hat on, an old boy. So I'm going to have a little recce over there because that's a track I must have missed. But again, it's 80, 90 metres if that. And there's a ravine between where that path I think is and me. So unless they go down the ravine and up the other side, I don't think there's any chance of them accidentally coming across me while camping here. So yeah, spot on. I'm really glad. If you're going to look for a spot for wild camping, then make sure you recce it first. Don't just rock up. Go and have a little look and do what in the army we would have called a 5 and 20 metre checks. In fact, stand by. The walker's just there. The dog walker with a white hat, that is. There must be another track, so I'm going to have to recce that. I'm going to have to do my 5 and 20 metre checks properly. 5 and 20 metre checks, yeah. So when soldiers go into a harbour area, when they basically hole up for the night in a wood line, in a tree line, or wherever it might be, if it's fully tactical, they'll move into that area. These could be outdated. I've been out of the army for 10 years plus now, so forgive me if this is outdated and there's more recent squaddies in there. In fact, he's coming even closer, this chap. I'll be right back. I just wanted to keep an eye on him just to make sure there wasn't a path that I'd missed in my recce. But bless him, he was just taking photographs. He was wandering around taking little photographs with his dog. So yeah, so reference those 5 and 20 metre checks. Soldiers would move into a harbour area, into a hole-up position for the night, and then around where you're going to stop for the night, you do a 5 metre check, and then out to a 20 metre check. And there's a million things you're checking for. I'm not going to go into that here. It's not a lesson. I'm not teaching anybody anything. It's just it's one of those terms that you'll hear me use probably, my 5 and 20 metre checks. And although that's for tactical situations, it's just one of those things you carry on. It's like I think earlier on in the video I said pictures. A squaddie knows that as meaning dark, pitch black, Harry pictures. Anything that's Harry, anything that's got Harry before it, means like extended, double, bigger. So that tree, it's Harry massive. It's not just massive, it's Harry massive, you know. That new pair of trainers you just bought, they're Harry cool. They are Harry cool, you know. That means double cool, whatever. You put Harry before anything as a squad in it. It just means extra. So yeah. So yeah, I'm going to make my way out now anyway. You can probably see that the light's fading. So I see some YouTubers that say, oh, I'll leave no sign, and there's a big fire pits out there. What they actually mean is just leave no rubbish. Leave no rubbish. You can leave trace that you've been there. I saw one YouTube the other day which is funny, and he's cut a load of logs up, bless him, he shed loads of logs up, which is fantastic. And there was log chip-ins and broken, sawn up logs and all over the shop. And he brought his camera around and said, oh, leave no trace. It was like it was a Canadian logging company, you know. But and I'm not having a go, by the way. It's just one of them things. It's a squaddie term that I picked up on people saying, and it actually means something different. So yeah, don't leave any rubbish. Don't leave any damage. Don't damage the place. Put it back how you found it. That's the thing. It's not so much leave no trace. If you leave no trace, it's tactical. It means nobody would ever see that you've been there. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me saying it. But as you can see, there is trace that I've been there. There is definitely trace I've been there. But there's no rubbish. I haven't damaged anything. The little area that I cleared using my foot just to show you my little purchases is all cleared and put back. And it would be hard for anyone to know that you've been there. That's the point. One of the things I can't stand is when people leave rubbish around. There's just no need. No need. Anyway, right. Before I fall arse over tit, I'm going to go and look for that track. I'll speak to you in a bit.